So let's say I have different regions. I have north. Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I have states here. Okay. Then I have offices. And then I have branches. Okay. So let's say I have the same here. Okay. So this is the type of data that I have. Just an example that I have in front of you. Okay. And now, any question? Okay. So now I have this sort of a data, and I want to do a sampling out of it. Now what I'll do is I will not just do a random sampling. I will not just do a systematic sampling. I will not just do a convenience sampling. I will consider sampling from each and every place. So for example, if I want to consider north, I would have equal amount of sampling from different states, then from different cities, then different offices, branches. There could be shifts also later on. So till the nth level that I have the data, okay, I would consider each and every stratification to get to the sampling. Okay, so that each and every region or each and every states, cities, offices, branch, and shift has an equal amount of sampling. And this is the most effective sort of sampling that we should always look at, because this is not giving any sort of biasness. This gives a platform to each and every unit or each and every data that we have in place, which would always give me a good amount of sampling. So for example, if I don't consider, so if I'm doing sampling for north and I've taken everything into consideration, but while doing sampling for south, I've only considered states. Okay, it could be a possibility that I have equal amount of sample for D, E, and F, but I have not taken the cities, the offices, and branches sample into consideration. I would not have the right amount of sample. So the election, the example that I was taking, during election, when they come up with exit polls, they do these kind of sampling. They even go for a demographic factors as well. They go to gender, they go to occupation, they look at urban versus rural. So they get to all the demographic factors: occupation, income, household, etc., etc. So that is how we have to do the sampling for the amount of data that is available to me. Okay, and after this, I'll go back to the screen. Is my presentation visible?
Yes.
Yes.
So quota sampling, we talk about we identify the stratums and their proportion as they are represented in the population. Okay, and the required samples are chosen from each stratum. The final type of sampling is known as stratified sampling, which is a combination of all that we talked about. Stratified sampling is when we do the quota sampling, and basis that samples that we have, we do the random sampling out of it. So for example, here if I have to do a sampling of 500, and then I calculated that I do 125 from these four, and I consider each of them has an equal proportionate, equal volume. Okay, then for 125, I can do any random in states. I can do any random in cities. I can randomly pick any out of these 4 or 5 we have. Okay, so random sampling is not to be done at first place. Random sampling is to be done at last place, when I've already categorized what all data stratification that I have in my data. So I have to have states, cities, offices, branches, shifts. Maybe you have team leaders also, managers also, so that each and every sample has given an equal amount of weightage. So that's how we have to do the sample. It is not only that I have 1000 sample, I can take up 200 sample or 250 sample. I have to consider all the data points that is there available in my data. Anybody has any question, any comments?
Could you please repeat? Actually, I just lost the connection. So.
Okay, not a problem. So which part of you want to ask question? Is it on the
for the stratification?
Okay, stratification. So stratified sampling basically talks about wherein we are considering all the other data that we have in the data itself. Okay, wherein we have maybe, so for example, that we have taken into consideration. So we have regions only. Okay, so I cannot limit that if I want to do a sample of 500, I can pick 125 from each of them. Randomization is not required here. Randomization is required at the end. Okay, so then I would take into states also, which is the next level. Then probably in cities, offices. So 125 is to be for all these, wherein I can take random sampling from states, random from cities, random from offices, branches, and shifts. Here I can do randomness, but randomness need not to be done at first place. Randomness has to be done once I have categorized at the nth level where my data can have into different subunits or different data points that I have. And basis that, I'll be able to come up with a random sample. That technique is called stratified sampling. That is the most effective sort of sampling that we look at. So if we read the definition, it says stratified sampling refers to a sampling method. With stratified sampling, the researcher divides the population into separate groups. Likewise, we divide the population into separate groups called strata. Then a probability sample, often a simple random sample, is drawn from each group. So like I said, after that, you would do a randomness, or it may be possible to increase the precision. So we will talk about what is precision and what is this. But for now, stratified sampling is one particular technique which you should look at while doing sampling. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, Simar, just a question. Stratified sampling is in tandem with quota sampling. So the example that you gave, we will also see the clustering or maybe the proportion, and then
Yes.
assign that 125 accordingly, right?
Yes. I said that.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. So what Anand is asking me, so I assumed my proportion rate is 25%. So likewise, like question that you asked, so let's take an example. I have the volume here. So my volume is, so this is my region. South, north, east, and west. So here I have 50, here I have 30, and I have 20. Okay. So I have calculated that I have, this is the kind of population that I have. Okay. And let's say from this population I am considering 200 population, and I want to come up with 20 samples. So now I'll not randomly say that I will pick, let me give it a 52 so that we can divide it by 4. I cannot take 13 each, 13 here, right? Because my volume varies. Okay, so that's why I have to take into consideration. So here my percentage is 100 divided by 200. So this is my 15%. So here I will not take 13. I will take 50% of 50. So that's how I'll be doing sampling. Okay. So it is as per the proportionate that I have. In this example, I assume that we have equal amount of volume here, and that's how we'll be able to do it. Okay. Because I cannot take the same sample for South, because South has 50% of the volume. Likewise, in West, we have 10% of the volume. So 10% volume, I would have 10% of sample. So this is also one of the criteria that we have to look into consideration while doing sampling. It's very, very effective. when we go for a stratified sort of sample. Okay, so now we have understood that if I know what is a sample size, I'll be able to do the sampling. But now I need to understand that what is that amount of sample size that how much should be the sample size that I would look into consideration for doing the sampling.